Hello world, welcome to the 8th video on my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, I am taking you along my journey of building my first Jarvis-like program. And this will be my first video in my face recognition series with a Python library called OpenCV. OpenCV is one of many face recognition libraries available to programmers. None of this is my own code. I followed Coding Entrepreneur's tutorial from start to end. I did run into some errors that hurt my ego for several days, and after much work, crying, and reading dozens of Stack Overflow articles, I somehow fixed the problem. Not sure what I did, but it's working now. I did break the first rule of troubleshooting, and that is to perform a fix action and then test it. I did everything I could possibly think of, ran it, and it worked. So I'm not sure what I did, but it's working now. And with that said, let's check it out. So, as you can see, it opens up my webcam for me. It draws a blue rectangle around my face, and then it has my name Brandon up there. So it is recognizing me. And then in the console, if you look down here, you can see that it is printing out what the label IDs are. And it's pretty good at tracking my face. And what it's doing is it's looking at the front of my face. So if I look sideways, it doesn't know what that is. And then forward. And I can go back. And I can go forward. And now it recognizes me. Okay. So for right now, it only recognizes the front of my face. I would like to implement so much more. So let's take a quick look at the code. If this is your first time watching my series, you need to know that this is not a tutorial. If you would like to have a tutorial, I'll put the link in the Coding Entrepreneur tutorial I used. And again, I went line through line, and except for the errors that I had to figure out myself, it was able to run and do this. So let's take a look at the code, and you'll see there are two Python files I had to create. I called mine video file and then a training file. So in the first one, you use something called a hard cascade. And a hard cascade is somebody else did the work to define what the front of a face looks like. Then you call what's called a recognizer. And this is where I had an error, the cv2.face. Don't know what I did to fix it, but it works. As you can see in my comment, this is where crying started. And then you create a trainer file. And then the rest of this, unless you're knowledgeable in coding, is going to look Greek to you, and that's okay. So what face recognition does is it takes a look at your camera image, and then everything's a pixel, and it assigns it a pixel number. And then it just keeps on capturing that pixel number, and then it keeps running those pixels. As something changes, you blink, the pixels will change to your eyes. And then when you train your face recognition, and now this is simple, the most simplistic training possible. This is not machine learning, deep learning, or AI. This is a simple compare and contrast uh, um, version of training. And so what it does is it takes a bunch of pictures that you have to upload yourself. So I uploaded pictures of myself, and then it compares that to the video image it's capturing. So I only have 4 pictures in there. And so if I was going to do some sort of machine learning or deep learning, you'd have to have hundreds of pictures in there. And so I just did mine off of 4, and it seems to work for myself. And then it saves it in a file called trainer. And when we go back to this video, you can see that reread that file, and then we compare it to that. And then it goes through all the folders. I saved my wife's pictures and my son's. It does not recognize them yet. I don't know why. I need to edit the code or maybe add more pictures of them. And as my YouTube channel gets bigger, I know facial recognition is huge, and it's in our iPhones now, and it's a big part of it. And I want to implement not only face recognition, but object recognition too. And so I think that would be key. I mean, that's what self-driving cars do, is they just recognize other objects. They recognize the lane, speed. They can take in all of that to count. And so that's kind of what I would like to do. And so as this YouTube channel grows, I'd also like to get a lot more experts. I have no mentors. All I have is the ability to Google Stack Overflow and get lost reading comments that may or may not have any impact on my code. But I need somebody to say, hey, that's really basic. You need to beef up your code a little bit. Here's how you do that. And look at other people's projects too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little shorter because I didn't run you line for line of the code, because even though I say I'm a beginner, I am knowledgeable in programming, just not exactly in Python and not to this level. And this was despite going line for line with the tutorial on YouTube, this is still a difficult concept to understand. So if you're a brand new beginner, I would maybe look for OpenCV tutorials, just in general, how facial recognition works, and then build from there. And then once you get that, you'll understand how this is working. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, and then share with your friends. Alright, goodbye world.